All right. Welcome back to the CrossFit 184 podcast, Built for Life. This is episode 2, and we're asking the question, can CrossFit replace medication?
Can CrossFit what?
Replace?
Replace medication. That's the question we're after. Go ahead.
So we do have a special guest today who has done just that, along with a number of other things. Here at CrossFit 184, we believe a healthy life is a good life. We are committed, we are caring, and we are a community.
All right, so this special guest, she has overcame and has what we like to call radical resilience. Is that you?
Yeah.
That is you, Whitney Brawford. She exemplifies what it means to be a member since 184. And we opened our doors June 1st, 2015. When did you start?
That day.
June 1st, 2015. All right, she's been with us since the very, very beginning and very impressive. And also, she's done, 75% of all workouts? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's like just under 75%.
That's insane.
75% of every workout we've ever done, Whitney's been there, which is pretty awesome. I just looked at your Wodify yesterday, 2,378 workouts that you've logged at 184. That's a big freaking number. All right.
It's crazy.
So she's, are those any two-a-days or is that just
Some of them are two-a-days,
Okay.
Especially after I graduated college.
Yeah. So you're the one that we give away those prizes as we make our way through. And you had the 1,000 class duffel bag and you're like, hey, what's next?
Yeah.
What is next, Erin?
Ooh,
Would you like to
a
share it live on the
surprise.
podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. You get your very own plaque on the wall.
What?
And
I forgot about that.
Yeah, very own plaque on the wall. And then every 250 classes after that, you get to add a sticker
Get a
to
pin.
your plaque. Yep,
Oh,
a
that's
pin
pretty
for your
cool.
plaque. So up on the wall, Whitney will go.
Yeah.
So that's all very impressive. But more so than that is what it means to be Whitney and what it means to be a member at 184. And you're always the very first one to cheer somebody on. When you're done, you're cheering someone else on that's still working. You're the first one that grabs the band for the new person, welcomes in the person that's kind of wandering around, wondering where to go. So we really appreciate that about you. You're a great person. You're a great friend. You're a great member. And we mentioned it in the beginning. You've overcame something throughout your life, right? You've gotten off of anxiety medication. Are you off completely or on in? And out?
I have a PRN, which I've only taken twice this entire year.
Okay.
So
Okay, we're gonna dig a little bit more into that pretty soon. And then weight loss. Tell me a little bit about that. Just a brief snip.
when I started doing CrossFit, I weighed 270 pounds and I ended up
Okay.
losing 100 pounds within my first 2.5 years of doing CrossFit.
Sweet,
That's
over
amazing.
100 pounds, incredible. And then you've had a number of surgeries. Your biggest one was what?
I had cranial decompression surgery in 2022.
Brain surgery.
Yeah.
And here you are. And here you are. So this is Whitney, guys. She's one of my favorite members at 184 because she's been through the grind for the last 10 years. She really welcomes everybody into the room. And we're going to dig into your story and a little bit of the 184 story as we go.
Yeah, yep. So I think just to start off, we've gotten a little bit of a brief overview on where we'll be heading, but let's dig in a little bit more about you. Obviously, CrossFit class is only an hour, maybe an hour and a half of the day. What are you doing the other 23 hours?
I work for Franklin County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I'm a service and support administrator, so I actually handle about $2 million of Medicaid funds every day, which is
They trust
crazy.
you with that, huh?
That's insane.
That's what I said when people ask me what I do, and I actually looked at it. I was like, "Oh, well, that's what I do." And then I coach lacrosse at our high school here in Marysville. This
Head
will
coach,
be my
right?
head
Yeah.
coach. This will be my third year, the head coach of the varsity program.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was 6 years at the middle school, and then I actually played D3 college lacrosse. So that's one of my favorite things. And then I just hang out with friends and family outside of that.
Amazing. Yeah, you said that you were in middle school first, but were you part of the first lacrosse team at
I
the high school?
was. My
Okay.
freshman year was the first year that Marysville had a lacrosse program.
And did it start as club? Or,
It did. We were a club until my senior year, and then we were a club that was recognized by the high school. So we got to letter my senior year.
Oh, nice.
But we still weren't a school team, so all of our stuff was off-branded. So we weren't the Monarchs; we were the Marysville Thunder.
Nice.
Thunder.
The Thunder. Where did that come from? Did you guys have a group vote or?
We did. They let us vote, which is very irresponsible. I feel to let high school girls vote on a team name. And we were all very obsessed with Thunderstruck. So that was our theme song.
The hype
and-
song. The
yeah.
hype song for all hype songs.
Oh, that's good. Well, so let's look back more around that time. So going back to 2010, 2015, who was Whitney?
So I was an athlete. I was playing sports, but wasn't taking it like super serious. Like it was fun. I knew I wanted to play in college, but I didn't really have any direction. Um, I had done a little bit of CrossFit then over at Fit because they partnered with our lacrosse team and they let us come work out for free for like 30 minutes. Jake McCombs
Yeah.
was our like CrossFit instructor for that.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
So that was like my first introduction to it, but I looking back, I wouldn't necessarily call it CrossFit based on what we do now.
Yeah.
It was a lot of more just body weight stuff.
I started way back at Fit too. Actually, Steve Petroff was my personal trainer way back in junior high school, and then he got into CrossFit, and then you came through.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I also started at Fit.
Everybody, we're a bunch of 3 Fit athletes here. Went through Fit and went through the system. Now here we are,
Yep.
15, 20 years later.
Yep.
Right.
Doing the thing. Oh, that's cool. And then so you went off to college. You said you played D3.
I did. I played D3 lacrosse at Wilmington in Ohio. Not the fun one. I always have to throw that out there because I get asked all the time if it was in North Carolina. I'm like, no, it was Ohio. It was cold.
Would be a good time. And so fast forward to now, 10, 15 years later, who would you say you are as an athlete and as a person?
I have learned so much more, like starting as like a college athlete to where I am now, where it used to be like, oh, how much can I do, and not really
Hmm.
caring about like my actual physical health.
Right.
Like I even talk to people still, like my athletes that I coach, and I'm like, it's okay if you're hurt. Like you can tell us, you don't have to push through that. And I still sometimes find myself like, oh, I'll push it off another week and see if it
Yeah.
gets better. But
Well,
definitely
you're a
like,
competitor. You're an
yeah,
athlete.
definitely got a lot smarter about that.
Hmm.
Um, and just a lot smarter about like how I train and when I come in and making sure that I'm still making time for like my family and everything and my friends and not just trying to focus too much on the gym.
Yeah. Yeah. A model I have for myself, I'm interested to see if you can relate to this as well. I'm not as fit as I used to be, but I'm healthier than I ever been before.
Oh, 100%. I'm more well-rounded, healthy
Yeah.
than I
Awesome.
used to be.
I think that's super important. I think especially for people that grew up being an athlete and then kind of finding something else to do. We were trained our whole life to just like push down the injuries, like go guns a blazing. Like you're trying to be the best of the best. And at some point, it does have to shift to this is just longevity. I want to be healthy. I still like to be competitive, but you can give yourself that day off or come in and just move and be with friends. And you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to be at the top of the.
Well, and that was like a big thing for me is I used to get so upset when I would miss a gym day or I'd be like,
Hmm.
oh, I can't go do that because I have to go to the gym. So like getting out of that mindset and being like, I've gone 4 days this week. I've gone 3 days this week. I can miss today.
I've gone
Is a big game changer.
2,378
Yeah, like
times.
it's all
I
in
can take
there.
a day
So
off.
I think we could
just
average it out.
yeah, learning that it's okay to like skip every now and then.
Yeah. A balance.
Yeah.
I'm interested before we go into zooming into more details. What would you say is the difference from CrossFit 184 in year 1, 2, 3 to CrossFit 184 over the last couple years? Just as an athlete and as a member inside the gym, what are some changes you've noticed?
I definitely think it's more personalized.
Hmm.
Whereas before it was kind of like, here's this like cookie cutter, this is what we're doing. And then it's
Hmm.
either you can do it really well or you can do it really poor, but that's what we're doing. And now
Right.
it's, oh, you can't do that. So we're going to do A, B, and C. Like even in class today, I'm not comfortable doing the headstand.
Yeah. Right.
So I did holds. And like before
Uh,
it was like, okay, well, just attempt it.
Figure it out.
So
Oh,
it's definitely a lot
Best
more
of luck.
personalized.
yeah. Yeah. Cool. And then, were you at a different CrossFit gym like during school?
I was. I went to Iron Sword CrossFit in Wilmington.
So are they still here? Still around?
So it's still around. The owners that owned it when I went there actually sold it a couple years ago,
Okay.
and I don't know if it's still working as a CrossFit gym or not.
Okay. Okay. Have you been to any other CrossFit gyms? Have you traveling or no?
Only for like competing,
Okay. Makes
but
sense.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's dig into your story just a little bit. So, a few themes that we've seen, just that radical resilience. You come back over and over again, and you have lost over 100 pounds since what year was that? 2009? Or not 2009, 2014
Yeah,
15.
when you started?
15.
14,
Yeah,
15?
2015.
Sweet. Take me back to your weight loss journey. So, at what more moment in time do you remember, like, you just figure out, hey, I'm sick of this. I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah, so I was actually thinking about this, and it's funny because I feel like most people like start CrossFit after they've decided
Yeah.
to do that.
Hmm.
That was not what happened with me. I was at home in between my first and second year of college, and Jocelyn was living with us at the time, who was my brother's girlfriend.
Hmm.
And she was like, "Hey, my cousin's opening up this gym. Do you want to come and do these workouts?" And I was like, "Yeah," because as you know, being athletes, some of those packets they give you over the
Mhm.
summer have you doing really weird stuff in a public
Yeah.
gym, and you're like, "Oh, I'm not really into that." So I was like, "Cool, that'll count as my conditioning for the summer." And so you were offering a month free. I was like, "Oh, free, even
Yeah.
better." Like 100%,
Of
like
course.
take it up on it.
Yep.
Came in, did that first month, and that's what sparked it.
Hmm.
Is
Okay.
because I saw what you were doing, what Aaron was doing, what Leslie was doing, Heather, Laura, and I was like, I want to be able to do what they're doing.
Yeah. Right.
And I knew that at my current state, I was not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that like just like flipped the switch as I was like, I
Right.
want to do what they're doing. Like I just amazed watching you guys work out. So I started like heavily tracking, like
Hmm.
weighing all my food, tracking
Okay.
all my nutrition. But that's coming into the gym, like taking that first step and actually getting in there.
Yeah.
Where I came
Right.
in, I was just like, okay, well, like this will suffice
Hmm.
to get me through my summer workout, like
Mhm.
change the rest of my world.
Man, that's something that we see often is a new person will come into the gym, especially a CrossFit gym, and think that this is just another workout. I'm gonna come here for 1 hour a day and then leave. And then they might get frustrated if they're coming 3 days a week and not see the progress, the results, how as fast as they can. Is nutrition part of CrossFit?
It's the foundation of CrossFit.
Foundation of everything we do.
Yeah.
And how have we over the last few years dug into nutrition more and more?
Every new member that walks in our gym is getting some sort of nutritional guidance right off the bat, because we've realized how important it is when you're digging into something new. You do want to see those results,
Hmm.
or some sort of change in your life, and within the first 3 months, you're going to be getting that.
Well, in a way, every member of 184 can thank Whitney for this and other people
Hmm.
because they come to the gym and they see these amazing results and you lose over 100 pounds. And then we have conversations like this, like, how are you getting these results? What are you doing? And then you start telling other members, well, I'm actually eating clean and taking care of my diet and my nutrition. And that gets them to buy into the system as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, a lot of nutrition. Were you doing 4 or 5 CrossFit classes a week then? Or,
Um, Starting out, I was because you offered an on ramp the first month, and I
yep.
think it was only 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Yep. In the
Um,
evenings.
and so attended all of those, and then after that month was done, I started doing the normal classes, just coming as much as possible. And then when I went back to school, I did work out more often, but I
Hmm.
was also a student athlete. So I
Hmm.
Yeah.
had um, 2 hours of practice every day. We did weightlifting, and then I would go to a CrossFit class at Iron Sword.
Okay.
And then if I got bored because you're broke, like, what do you do? So like I'd go to the fitness room with friends and like do elliptical and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
right. Okay, okay. So when you are first starting at 184 in 2015, 11 or so years ago, and you are overweight before you've lost 100 pounds, what's the mindset that you go into the gym? Because we have people coming in the gym now that are severely overweight, and it can be intimidating. It can be defeating if you come in and you see people that are doing things you can't do. And thankfully, we have a great community and great coaches that help them out. But speak to that person specifically. Like, what's the mindset that you had at that time?
Honestly, I felt loved by every single member there. Like I never felt like I was less just because I
Hmm.
couldn't do anything. Like when I first started, I was doing box jumps on a 10-pound plate.
Yeah,
Like never once did anyone in that gym make me feel like I
yeah,
was any less. Like I got
right.
cheered for just like they were cheering you on at the end of a
Hmm.
workout.
Right.
So it just like built that confidence up. Like it didn't matter what stage I was at because I was working on myself and other
Hmm.
people were proud of me for that.
Yeah,
Um and I just remember like they always like pushed you and it made you feel like, oh, they believe in me, so I should believe in me.
yeah, right, right. Yeah, that's something I think about often is people think it's impressive, and it is when Aaron comes in here and works out and smashes me in a workout. I mean, maybe once every 10 years or so.
Oh,
Um,
Josh.
yeah, that's awesome that you can do Fran in 3 minutes. But what's more awesome is somebody that's maybe 100 pounds overweight and comes in day after day after day and is never going to do the top level in any foreseeable future, maybe in a couple years. But they come in and they just do what they can do over and over and over again. That takes a lot more grit and courage than the person that can do everything on the board any day.
Yeah. It's definitely it's a grind. But I think that's what's important is it could be a defeating grind.
Mm-hmm.
but it's not, because you're surrounded by people that do love you, are supporting you, and are going to keep pushing you.
Yeah, right. Having the end goal in mind and seeing your progress. We talked about that last podcast as well. People come in with the imposter syndrome all the time. Like, I don't belong here. As long as you walk in through the door, you belong.
Hey guys, it's Zev. Aaron and I want to thank you guys for listening to the episode. If you love 184, if you love CrossFit, do us a favor, like, subscribe, or share this episode so we can continue getting the word out to the community. Let's get back to the talk.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about anxiety. That's something that a lot of people can relate to. All right, myself. And tell us a little bit about that. Was there a point in your time when your anxiety was super high and overwhelming and debilitating?
Yeah, so I have, like, I'm actually diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder.
Okay.
Had it my whole life. Didn't know that for like a really long time because, I feel like it's getting more acceptance
It's getting more and
now.
more, popular, right?
But my freshman year of college is where it went crazy. And that's actually what led me to becoming so overweight.
You said your sophomore year?
My freshman year.
Freshman year.
So it was the first time I'd been away from like my family. And I was going 2 hours away. And I was just like, I almost like, we got down there and I told my mom, I was there like, okay, we can pack it all up, go home. I'm not going to college. Like, that's how bad it was. I was like, I don't want to be here. Which led to me overeating a lot just
Okay.
because I ate my
It's
feelings.
like a comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's where I gained 100 pounds. Like instead of the freshman 15, it was the freshman 100%. Like no,
Did you get a trophy
no
for
shame
that?
to it, right? But it was so bad. And then you get overweight, and then your anxiety just doubles.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then you put on more weight.
Yeah.
Right?
So that was like the peak of like having my anxiety. So when I worked out and I started coming to the gym, like I noticed like, oh, like, do I really need to take this anxiety medication? Because I really don't like taking anything, like even
Right.
Advil. I'm like, meh.
Yeah.
Can pass for
Yeah.
the day.
I'll just wait, see if it goes away. But I noticed like, hey, I can like stop taking it, or I can take it every other day. And then as I was losing weight and building confidence in myself, I was just becoming a happier person.
Mhm.
And I ended up getting off of my anxiety medication as a daily in the middle of my second year of college.
Okay.
And then by the time I graduated, I wasn't taking it at all.
Sweet.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Man, that may be the most impressive achievement that you've had over the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
That and the weight. I think back to an old Greg Glassman video who founded CrossFit. He said a new person would come in to CrossFit and he would have them write down on a slip of paper everything that would make their life better. I would want to be happier. I want to be less stressed. I want to be able to play with my kids. I want to be able to be alive for my grandkids. I want to have wake up with energy. Fold that paper out, put it in their pocket, hide it away, and then come back to it 2 or 3 years later, open it up, and all those things are going to improve through CrossFit. That's what reminds me of overcoming anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's especially over a couple years' time, just being able to notice that difference leaving class. Do you feel like specifically, was it a mixture of the workouts and the people, or were you noticing this at school too, just getting to go move your body?
It was definitely both, because even though I was in school, I was only working out at the gym there until Thursdays. I drove home almost every weekend until we were in lacrosse season, would come to CrossFit 184 on Friday, do the workout on Saturday, and then go back to school on Sunday. So it was seeing the people here at CrossFit 184 on those 2 days who like really kept me going, because they were like, oh my gosh, like they were telling me that they could see the difference, because
Yeah.
a big thing is like you see yourself every day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell like a difference. So they really kept my spirits high, and they always checked in too. So they were like, hey, like how's school going? Like, what did you do at your gym there? So that definitely made a difference. It was both just moving your body and then the people supporting you doing it.
Yeah, that's good. I know those the group chats, I feel like, is what I hear over and over again. There's definitely little pockets throughout the gym that I hear. They're like, oh yeah, well I have so and so, and so we're keeping each other accountable.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're getting it. And I think it's awesome because especially like for team workouts and all that kind of stuff, like it's again another thing that you get to relate to, and how you build a friendship, and then it expands outside the gym walls. I know you said, especially like throughout the 10 years, like have you kept kind of the same group? Has it changed, expanded? Like,
So my core group is
Who's your WOD friends? Give them
is
shout outs.
Girl Gang and T, which Jeannie no longer goes to the gym, but she is still in our
Did she
group
get
chat.
booted from the?
She's
She
not.
got booted from Modify.
So we talk to her. She sends us her workouts that she does.
Sweet. She follows Cap,
And-
I believe. What she was.
Yeah, so I think she's doing street parking.
Okay. Cool.
okay.
So we just talk about our workouts in there, and then it's Anna Segner and Trevor. And so like we text each other and keep each other accountable about when we're going. And then since I've recently switched classes and I started coming to noon, me and Kiki talk a lot. So
Love it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm always like, "Are you going?" And we'll talk at the end of class and be like, "Okay, what's your schedule?" Or on Saturdays, we'll be like, "What's your schedule for next week?" So we know when we're coming into the gym together.
That's a great point for anybody that's especially newer to the gym.
Mhm.
If you come with a friend or a spouse, somebody to keep you accountable, it keeps you consistent in the gym way better than just show up, go to the corner, work out by yourself.
Mhm.
And there's plenty of good people in here that if you come by yourself, get connected with somebody somehow. We can help people do that as well.
Yeah.
And it's exciting for me to hear because a lot of people talk about culture and having healthy culture and great culture, and you can only do so much at the top to try to like manage and create that and spur it on. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to the people inside the doors and how they interact and how they support one another. So that's exciting to hear. So if somebody stubs their toe, they might take a week off. If they feel a little sick, I'll give myself 2 weeks. Then they may never get back into the gym ever again. And you had brain surgery
Yeah.
and you came right back. So tell me a little bit about your brain surgery. What happened? What was the cause? And
So I have Chiari malformation, which is where your cerebellum is too long, and the cerebellum's like a little dangly thing in the back of your head. If you ever look at a brain, mine was 4 millimeters too long. It's
Wow.
genetic. I've had this my whole life.
okay,
Never had
so
issues
did they
with
know
it.
they knew about when you were born?
No.
Okay,
So you only know if you have a brain MRI.
okay,
I was in a car accident in 2020 in October
okay. Yep,
during
I remember
COVID,
that.
and it exacerbated it. And so that's what like caused me to start having symptoms. And I was having headaches. That was like that period where
Terrible headaches.
yeah, where
Right.
I like was like almost passing out at the gym, and I was like, "This is fine.
is
This
going
is
on?"
normal."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And so that went on about a year, 2 years. So that was in 2020. So it went on
Mhm.
2 years before I was actually coaching one day, and I was yelling to the girls on the field and like completely blacked out. Like, woke up,
Really?
was sitting on the ground. I was like, "Okay, that's
That's
not
time.
normal."
It's
Yeah.
time to do something.
But working out, you hear like really hardcore athletes like vasodilate and stuff. So I was like, okay, well maybe I'm just not like lifting right. But after the whole yelling incident, I was like, okay, we should go see
It's a
someone.
little, yeah.
So I went and saw a neurologist, and he said, before I can do anything for you, you have to go get a brain MRI just so we know what's going on. So I went and had the brain MRI. Went back the next week to have him read it. He goes, I can't help you. You have to go see a neurosurgeon.
Did he
and I
tell
was-
you what
You're
was
like,
wrong?
"Well,
or-
No, he's like,
Okay.
can't help you. You have to go see a neurosurgeon. That was it.
Were you freaking out a little bit
I
at
was
that
like,
point? Or
okay. He's like, yeah, I can't. Like, it's outside my scope. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad.
right?
And he goes, here are your two options. And I was like, he's like, which one do you want? And I was like, I don't know. Like, you're
Yeah.
the neurosurgeon. Like,
Right.
where would
Yeah.
I go? And he goes, well, this one's the top in his field. And I said, okay, we'll go there. Went and met-
Hold on. This one's the top of the field, or you can do the discounted guy over here.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Behind the shed for 25% discount.
So I went and met with him. And his name is Dr. Previdello. His wife actually coaches at one of the CrossFit gyms in Plain City,
Okay.
and he does CrossFit. So that was also really cool. Like once I got to meet him, but we go in, he reads my MRI. We're in there all of 10 minutes, and he goes, so you have to have surgery. He goes, well, you don't have to, but it's not going to fix itself. Like you can live with it or you can have surgery when you want to have surgery. And I go, okay, let me pull up
Oh.
my work calendar, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I
Let me
didn't
look
even
at my
know.
over
calendar and
recovery time on that.
schedule a brain surgery. That's how it happens, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even know like exactly what he was gonna like the surgery
Mhm.
was for. He was
Yeah.
like, he explained it, but he's like, yeah, so you have to have surgery. I was like, okay. So I pulled up my work calendar and I was like, we'll do November 4th because then I would have like Thanksgiving break and then into
Right,
winter
right.
break, so I could like
Have some time off.
Take it easy.
yeah
a bit,
use
right?
some more without using all my PTO. And the whole time that we would like meet for my pre-scans, I had to have over 400 hours of MRIs
Wow.
before going in.
400 hours.
Yeah. So which if you've ever had an MRI, the standard machine is already small. I had to go into a special machine, um, and it's literally like this large
Right
on
on
your
your
face,
face.
Oh no.
and just laying there, and you can't move. And it, just so that they had accurate like pictures of everything,
Yeah.
like super
Mm.
detailed.
Man, 400 hours, that's a long time.
How
Yeah.
much would like yeah, how many hours was one scan?
I honestly, I don't even know because like I would just
Like
you
fall
just lay in there.
asleep.
Well, and you wouldn't even fall asleep, but like you're just like it's almost being like in a void because you're just in this
Mhm.
dark room and it hums and you're just like
What is going
because I asked for like all of my like scans and stuff and it's
Yeah.
not that many scans because they don't but like the time it takes to do them.
Right.
But they were like, it would take like 40 discs and I was like, you know
Never
what?
mind.
Never mind.
Can I just have one meeting?
Yeah. Um,
What?
so had the surgery and my first question like afterwards after like I was in the hospital and everything was like when can I go back to the gym?
Mhm.
Like I'm going to go stir crazy and he goes, "Well, you have to wait." I want to say I came back I think it was January 6th.
Okay.
I think that's when we
Mm.
did the CrossFit total
And
that
you
year. It was
Mhm.
late.
so you had surgery on November
4th.
4th, and then you're back in January.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um and I came back and I actually did the CrossFit total because that was like the first day I was like cleared to like
Mhm.
do
I remember that.
anything. I PR'd 3 of my lifts, which I honestly think it's just because I
Dang.
didn't do anything for 2 months and my muscles were all like,
It's
yeah,
called
okay, cool.
delayed transformation. I know all about that.
Perfect.
But yeah, I wanted to come back. Like everyone at the gym had checked on me and had
Mhm.
like they made me food and meals and like just checked
Mhm.
in and see how I was. But I was like, I need to get back. Like I want to start moving my body again. So as soon as he gave me like the green light, I did come back. I did come back a little too hard. That first week
Surprise, surprise, 2,370 classes.
um I popped an internal suture.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
And so I had a nice little like fluid bubble on the back of my head. I had to go in and get it checked out. They're like, "Oh, you're fine." I was like, "Okay, just double
Just
checking."
making sure.
So then I like reeled it in a little bit for the next 2 weeks and just did like some minor stuff at the gym. But
Mhm. Yeah.
I just I fell in love with what you guys have created here. So like not being here was like not being with your family.
Yeah,
Mm.
right.
So I was like, no, like I want to get back. Like it's like for lack of a better word, like I crave being here because it makes me feel like I'm a better person.
Yeah. Well, you are a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say from 2010, 2015 to now.
Are
Oh,
you a
yeah.
better person
100%.
from 2015 to today?
Oh, definitely.
You know, something that I get reminded of as you're sharing your story and we dig into deeper and deeper is you become you gave yourself a new identity. This identity as of I am somebody that is healthy. I am somebody that works out. I am somebody that takes my health seriously. And when people set goals and then fail goals and say, "Hey, I'm going to go to the gym 4 days a week," and then they miss it, it's easy to fall off that wagon. But when you start to do work and shift your mindset and say, "No, I am the kind of person who goes to the gym 5 days a week," that's when you start getting all these results like the 100-pound weight loss and overcoming anxiety and being able to bounce back from brain surgery. So just a reminder for people out there, like set that mindset that I am a healthy person, I'm becoming a healthy person. And when your identity is a healthy person, you go to the gym 4 days a week. And when you can't make it into the gym because of something in your life that stops you from doing so, come in and hang out. Because as the most important thing that we tell all new members is to build a habit to get into the gym no matter what. No matter if you just come in and sit against the wall because you're getting that schedule.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but when I had lost all that weight and I'd had that tummy tuck and I wasn't cleared, my mom was coming with me daily and we would bring a folding lawn chair
Yeah,
I do
right.
and I
Remember
would
that.
sit on the turf and I
Yeah.
would watch everyone work out until I was cleared
Yeah.
to work out.
Right.
I think this is the same. You're talking about the mindset of being a healthy person, but I think this goes back again to like the athlete and being on a team. I know you wrestled, so I don't know if you guys had the same team mentality, but I remember even with soccer growing up, like if you were injured, like you still went to practice. You sat
still
there in a
went, hung
lawn
out,
chair,
yeah.
like you
You
went and
still
supported your
participated in it.
team. And that's the same commitment you're also making to people in the gym. You know, you're going for your mom. You're
Mhm.
going to be with your friends to support them because they're still getting in to work out and you can still be there to support and move them along.
Oh, yeah,
So-
definitely.
I think that's huge.
Before we close this thing out, Whitney, is there anything else you want to share from experience or achievement or anything you want to tell anybody out there, all 6 people that are listening?
Never be afraid to ask questions. Like if a coach is busy, like ask any of the members. Like we're never gonna be like, why did you ask me that?
Figured it-
I might question you why you asked me because you thought I knew what I was doing, but like we'll always help, especially if a coach is busy helping someone else, or if you're not sure if your form's right, like we'll help you as much as we can. Like never be afraid to ask someone else in the gym, or never even ask them like, hey, can you text me and make sure I come,
Right.
next week, or do you have a group chat? Like ask to be a part of those things.
Mhm.
I know like sometimes I don't want to like push myself on other people, and I don't want to
Right.
make them feel uncomfortable when they're
Mhm.
new. So you draw that like line, like I'll help
Yeah.
to a certain point, but
Well, they need to take a step.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we don't want to come on too strong, but we'll add you to our group chats. You might ask
Girl
to
gang
leave,
plus
but
T plus Z.
yeah, like
Oh boy. So, oh.
but yeah, don't be afraid to ask, and definitely like attend the events. Create those relationships with the people in the gym outside of the gym,
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to keep you accountable and they're going to keep you coming back.
Love that. Yeah. So as we do close this thing out, you know, Whitney does have a very unique story. And at the same time, every member in the gym also has those moments in their life. It might not be all three. And even if it's just one, that doesn't mean it's any less to somebody else. It's still part of your story. So maybe it's not anxiety, but it could be self doubt and depression. Or if it's not weight loss, it could be aging and muscle loss and bone density, all those kinds of things. So I want to encourage you to keep at it.
That's it for this episode. Healthy life is a good life. Fitness is always best done with friends. Until next time, move better.